In our very first story, it's a box containing plaster, paracetamol, gentian violet, and a few items readily available on the market. That is what some drivers say the DVLA is selling to them at a whopping 108 Ghana cedis. The DVLA says it has been compelled to supply the first aid boxes to vehicle owners during registration because most drivers are failing to comply with the directive to have one. My colleague Maswala Baba spoke to some vehicle owners at the DVLA office near the 37 military hospital here in Accra.
I don't know what is happening because anybody wakes up and decide what to do and does it. Apply anything to the system and force people to just comply with it. How can you purchase the same thing in the market 15 cities and when you come to DVLA they are selling it to us like 180
Ghana cities, we are told.
80 cities. Yeah. And it is so outrageous in the sense that I don't know what is inside what the DVLA is giving us that is different from what is sold outside. The normal thing that paracetamol, sellotape, and what have you, they are just, you can just purchase those things less than 10 cities in the market. So what is really happening? Okay. What are they hiding that they can't tell us? How come that thing is now 100 plus? While you can buy the same thing 15 cities. I don't get it.
Wow. So you are still going through the registration. It's something that you definitely going to, pay for. Should you get there, and it's real, you're going to pay for it.
Exactly. The thing is, it is a system. If you don't pay it, they are not going to register your car.
Personally, I think somebody is out there trying to make business out of this opportunity, or because of we are registering. Because as my brother said, if you go out there, this first aid will not cost that much. So they are forcing us to pay this compulsory by force. So you don't have anything to say. The fact that first aid box is very important because of certain things they've mentioned. You need to have first aid box in your car because of certain emergency that might come in your way. But they shouldn't use these and make business out from the ordinary Ghanaians.
I'm not happy about it. I came here to register my car, and then they are saying we should buy a first aid box, which we were not noticed earlier on. So it's something that we were not expecting, and now we need to do something about it. And when I sighted inside, nothing so unique about it concerning like compared to what they sell outside. And even the one which they sell outside is 10 cities. Why should you give this one to us for 110 cities? You are duping us.
They're duping us. That's what some motorists think. Well, it's 10 versus 108. The minority continue to insist that the extra charges must be removed by the DVLA and allow for dialogue before it goes on. Let's get to the Transport Ministry and speak to Titus Glover. Sir, thank you very much. Deputy Transport Minister Titus Glover. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on the Pulse. What's the response your outfit can give to this new development? Hello, sir. If you can hear me. Mr. Titus Glover, if you can hear me, I want to find out what the response of the ministry is on this new charges that's been introduced by the DVLA. Okay, so I have lost Titus Glover. Titus Glover is Deputy Transport Minister. We're trying to get their response to this. Yesterday, we spoke to the minority spokesperson on the Transport Committee in Parliament, Mr. Kwame Agbuja, and his position, as well as the minority's position, is clear. They are insisting that Ghanaians or Ghanaian drivers, anybody who's registering the vehicle, must not pay. They're asking or demanding a withdrawal. They're demanding a withdrawal of the charges until there has been a dialogue on the matter for everybody to accept the outcome. They actually say that the DVLA is acting beyond their mandate. As to whether or not this has been through Parliament and why it missed or escaped anybody, that's also a question that needs to be answered. We're hoping to reach Titus Glover once again to have a quick conversation on what the Ministry of Transport's response is to that. We'll be right back. Okay, we do have him now. Titus Glover is the Deputy Minister for Transport. Sir, thank you very much for your time. I wanted to find out from you earlier before we lost you what the ministry's response is to the latest charges being introduced by the DVLA.
Oh, thank you very much. It's simple. We've asked them to stop through the board to inform management to put a stop to it because it is unacceptable in the sense that in the new year, drivers are going to DVLA to transact their former business only to be told that if you don't buy the first aid kits, they will not be able to give you the opportunity to do what they want to do. We think that it is not fair. It is more like an ambush. The driver should have the opportunity to decide on his choice. If a driver hasn't got a first aid kit, it's between him and police.
Right. So in that case, let me find out from you whether or not this is a new thing to you, or it's an arrangement that, as a member of parliament and minister and someone who is at the Ministry of Transport, you are aware of. Are you aware of this, or is this new to you?
It is very new. Right? We are not aware of this first aid kit. The board of directors themselves are not even aware of this, kit. So it came to us like a shock. So looking at the backlash had come, the board of directors, they've given us instructions to look at the matter and put it on hold. They should stop.
Okay, so not even as parliament? You're not aware, not even as a member of parliament?
I'm not aware. I was here yesterday, same time, when the board chairman was in the office. He actually informed me of what has happened. Because it is all over on radio and in the public that the DVLA have started selling a first aid kit to drivers who have come to renew their roadworthy certificate, their licenses, registration of their vehicles, blah, blah, blah. And I was quite amazed that we of all people in the ministry didn't inform us about it.
Right.
So this morning it has gone like an inferno all over the media, all landscape and all that. So quickly we have to ask them to put a hold on it.
Okay, so you have already asked the DVLA to put a hold on the...
No, we have instructed the board chairman to take action, to put on hold.
Okay, so when...
Put a stop to it.
When is that effective?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Because we will not sit down for anybody to make this government unpopular.
So if anybody should go to the DVLA now, and on the list of the itemized bill, for example, they have to pay 108, they are at liberty to challenge them and not to pay.
Why not?
And will they still be registered?
One is coming to DVLA. The person has budgeted for whatever service was rendered to him or her at DVLA. He never knew they were going to sell any first aid kit to him or her.
Okay.
And the question here is that you must have a choice. You must have a choice as to what type of first aid kit you want to use. You must also have the possibility even to negotiate on the price. So if I don't have a first aid kit in my vehicle, it is in me and the police on the road. But to hold me to ransom, to make sure that I pay these 108 cedis for a first aid kit before I service whether today, is totally unacceptable.
So obviously even the ministry isn't happy about this. What is the plan finally say? What is the plan of suspending this procedure and going on with the registration, because a lot of people are registering their vehicles? Is there a plan that we should know of now?
What I'm saying is that the DVLA cannot charge the 108 cedis as first aid kit for anybody who has come to their offices to register his vehicle, to renew it, whatever, and all that. You can charge them.
Okay.
So we instructed the board chairman to take the necessary action.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Nikwate Titus Glover is a Deputy Transport Minister, obviously echoing the sentiment of the minority. As we spoke to the minority spokesperson on the Transport Committee in Parliament yesterday, obviously they're asking the DVLA to suspend that charge on the registration list.